where can I start? It's getting pretty dangerous out here. Like seriously. This entire notion that, you know, someone can't speak on politics if they don't vote, or someone can't speak on politics if they are of a certain race. They can't speak in favor of a particular candidate because the entire race is supposed to feel one way. And that's just not how things work. That's not how life works, man. And you can't be mad at another black person because they decided to endorse Trump or they decided to vote for Trump. Like, if they decided to speak on behalf of Trump, if they don't even participate in the whole voting process because they have their own reason and justifications for it. But if they don't partake in it, they can't have a say in who they believe is the better candidate because it go against what you believe in. Like, for real, like, just think about that. People are canceling other people, turning their back on people, pretty much questioning their race, saying you're not black if you don't vote this way. That's the most racist. That's the most racist shit I ever heard in my life. But yeah, y'all mad at Lil Wayne when he come out and endorse Trump. Y'all mad at Q because he's taking a black agenda and willing to sit down with the Republican Party and Trump in this case to get some progress and to get things done. Y'all mad at anybody if when 50 came out and said that he was supporting Trump, y'all mad at him. Like, what make you think that you have the power or the authority to make someone vote or think how you think or feel what you feel? Everybody is not viewing both candidates the same way. And in y'all words, because I don't even believe in that lesser of the two evils shit, I'm not voting for the, if it's two evils, then I'm not voting for either one. But since this the theory y'all run with, we're gonna go with that. Y'all wanted to pick the lesser of the two evils. When I evaluate the candidates, in my strong opinion, Trump is the lesser of the two evils. And I'm all for black people. I'm all for black liberation of my people. I'm all for our culture getting the liberation, getting its reparations, getting everything that was due to us because we are the descendants of the slaves that built America. So I advocate for that. This right here, that's my hero. So I'm all about black power, 100%. So ain't nobody gonna ever question me, or nobody's gonna make it seem like I'm a racist, or I'm a sellout, or I'm a coon, or I'm an Uncle Tom, because I evaluated both candidates, and my evaluation led me to believe that, if anything, Biden is more of a racist than Trump. Let's get to it. What is racism? Huh? When a power structure, a system, have the ability to prevent another race from obtaining certain things, from coming up out of poverty, from having equality or the same opportunities, when there's systems in place set up like that, or any laws like that set up, then that means that is racism, right? So Biden been in Congress for 47 years, and the highlights of his career, how he built his name, everything is based off of laws that he wrote, crime bills specifically, that targeted the black community, that tore apart the black community, that broke up black families and had a lot of single parent mothers and kids growing up with no fathers. Prior to that, he participated with Nixon and Reagan and signed the 7980 federal sentencing reform bill, which had harsher sentences for first time offenders and everything, right? To where you can get caught with 5 to 10 vials of crack on you. That's any hustler know that's $50 to $100, a dime each. And we giving it that. We don't know if it was, I don't know what the calculation method is of how much was considered a rock to them or whatever. But they basically said if you get caught with 5 rocks or more, you can get charged with the same time someone would get with a kilo of cocaine. So that's 1,000 grams. Somebody gets smashed with 1,000 grams. They doing 30 years, 35 years. They getting that time. Back then, especially back then. And now you got this new, this guy Biden who comes with this new law for reforming the sentencing, which pretty much says that if you get caught with 5 to 10, you can do the same time as someone getting caught with a kilo. So he totally fucked up our community, and that's racism. That is racism. He actually signed a law to discriminate against people he didn't like. And he didn't like us, and it's evident and it's proof on his videos of him on the Senate floor pretty much saying and calling us those people predators. He don't want his children to grow up in a racial jungle. He fought and opposed integration. He's not for school choice. He literally was saying, even within the 94 crime bill, he also was an advocate for bringing back the death penalty. He was saying put them to death. He was saying we got to get them off the streets. We don't care if we're responsible for the situation that they're in. All we know is that they need to be taken off the streets. They cannot be and operate in society. This is how he spoke about us. And everything is not verbatim. It's more than likely worse than what I just said. But you're trying to convince me that he's a better candidate than Trump. And then you're mad and you feel threatened or the duty or the obligation to try to put someone in check that's a grown-ass man with his own, grown-ass man or woman with their own mind and can make up their own determination of which candidate they feel is best for them. So we gotta, get rid of that whole mindset, man, of trying to cancel people or throw people away because they don't agree with your political views, because it's the ones that y'all trying to cast away that's that's seeing through the bullshit, it's seeing through the manipulation, it's seeing through the media propaganda. So to each his own, but don't knock the ones that know, because when you know, and that's just bottom line. A lot of y'all moving off emotions, and y'all running around here, screaming our lives depend on it, and this vote, all this other stuff. And at the end of the day, regardless whether it was a Democrat or Republican, they ain't never really do shit to help black people or to make our situation better. Not even the black president that we had for 8 years. He made that clear from the gate. He dropped all that expectation from the gate. I'm not the no black president. I'm the people's president, and rightfully so. You are. You are everybody's president. But he was letting it be known and making sure, like I don't expect me to do anything individually for you. Because I'm not gonna do that. Um, and that's another thing too. People will try to crush you if you have anything uh, not positive to say about Obama. Um, and I have nothing on him uh, that about his personality or anything like that. But you know, there were expectations there, and what you see is black people have been better off under Trump for three and a half years than under Obama for 8 years. And you want to debate, you want to pull up these facts. Um, you know that can always be done. But the records is the records. The stats gonna be the stats, and that's what's happened. Criminal justice reform bill being signed. I don't care what y'all talking about. It was a big thing for me. No, it ain't what we need. It ain't the overall goal. It's not that contract with Black America, the Ice Cube guy. It's not that. Like that's what I want to see. That's what I want. It's not that, but we're not gonna act like it isn't nothing. We're not gonna act like this same guy that y'all want me to and us and everybody to so strongly believe is a racist. Actually, got a bill that came across his desk about criminal justice reform uh, let's keep it real. It was for Black and minority people. So that came to him, and the racist that he is, or let's just say he is, he don't got to sign that. Sign it for what? Obama didn't sign it. Their own black president didn't sign it. It didn't get passed when he was in office for 8 years. I'm this racist that everybody's saying I am. I hate black people. Why the fuck am I going to sign something that's going to help them out? Why am I going to vacate people's sentences? For what? HBCUs. What am I going to give them, long-term permanent funding for? What am I giving it to them for? I hate black people. I'm a racist. Look, I'm just keeping it real, yo. I use logic and I use common sense. And I put myself in the shoes and I evaluate the situation like that. And if I was the president and I was a racist, the way the media has portrayed him to be and convinced us so much to be so fearful of him and to clown any other black person, your other brother or sister that decide to sit down with him or to talk about him or to say anything positive about him, to condemn them, like the same media and the same cult that convinced y'all to do that. And you're trying to challenge and get mad at people that speak from a different perspective than what you're used to hearing. And you're convinced that because you and the mass majority of people who is being lied to and misled believe and think a certain way, that everybody should believe and think that way, or they're not pro-black, or they're not really black, or they're not kinfolk. Like, because, it's listen, everybody at the end of the day is going to make the decision that's best for them. We don't think as a whole. It's not what we as a people are intended to do. We have different ideas. We have different ways of going about doing things and seeing in the way we see things. And we approach it from different angles. But at the end of the day, if you're truly black and you're really about that life and you really want to see your people back in position of power, back in position to leave behind generational wealth, back into that Black Wall Street position, Greenwood, Tulsa, Oklahoma position. You know, you want to get back there, then we got to do this shit and hold each other down, not throw each other to the side because we have different perspectives and different perspective and different views. If anything, let's start having big tables, big table talk. Black people only. Create our own party. Let's sit down and discuss, why do you feel this way? Why don't you think like this should be discussing? Why don't you think that Trump is a racist? Because majority of black people feel they're racist. So why don't you think that? And you're black. This is the type of discussion we need to have. Like it need to be had. Even if, all right, we all believe Trump is a racist. We all think Trump is a racist. Even if that's the case, but I'm still leaning towards Trump. Your thing is, oh, why? How you gonna go with Trump? Trump is a racist. Biden is too. Biden is too. Let's not make no mistake about that. His is documented in laws. Those laws that was created, those crime bills he passed, that was all racism. I don't care how you try to cut it, cook it, clean it. Oh, he was the VP with Obama. Like, I don't care about none of that. Before Obama probably was finished with college, before Obama was finished with college, Biden had already put his stamp down in regards to destroying the black community and been doing it ever since. Again, y'all say, "Oh, Trump ain't do nothing," even though I named a few things of what he done or what happened under his administration, and y'all say, "All right, Trump ain't do nothing. He didn't do anything." Okay, he didn't do anything in 3.5 years. Okay, and Biden ain't do anything in 47 years. Nothing but destroy our community. Nothing but break up our families. Nothing but sent people to jail for 30 to 35 years for their first offense at 16, 17, 18, fucking still just now coming home. And y'all say, oh, that was a long time ago. It's people that's still in jail from laws that Biden got passed and wrote. It's people that's still in jail from that, doing time from that. So I'm not trying to hear, oh, that was way back when. No. That's a reality. That's down in history. That's racism written in history. And y'all trying to convince me that Trump is the one that's racist, but if he didn't do anything for us in 3.5 years, fine. What did he do against us in 3.5 years? Tell me what laws he wrote to specifically discriminate against black people. That's what I want to see. That's going to show me. That's going to convince me to get me. Or if y'all want to get me on y'all side, that'll convince me. That'll convince me. Show me a bill that he passed or a law that he signed that in there, or his primary focus was to destroy the black community, break up black families, or make life harder on black people. Show me that, and I believe you. But I'm too smart. I'm too smart. I'm too intelligent to fall for the rhetoric part. I'm too I gotta hear it. Come on. Racist for me is more than find people on this side. Nah. It just don't do it. And I'm being real. Like it's no bullshit here. I tell you all the time, it's no niggas know me. There's no coon, there's none of that bullshit. It's real perspective. Real shit. I'm giving you real shit. How I view shit from a real man. Sit back, logically analyze situations and remove emotions from it. And when you can do that, then you can have a clear and conscious thought process about the situation in which you're evaluating, but pretty much. And because I'm able to do that, I understand what racism is. I know what a racist is. I know how a racist speak. But I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that. I've seen conversations, I've seen speeches and rallies he had where they took one or two things out of what he said and use it as a soundbite and wrote a headline about it and pushed it. And most people don't read into the whole story. Some people don't go back and listen to the whole entire speech to see exactly what he said, and they just go off of this and they run with it, and it fuels up emotions and like, oh, did you see what he just said? And it's passing through here, it's passing through here, it's passing through Twitter, it's passing through all this stuff, and I'm sitting here tripping because it's like I watched the entire goddamn speech from beginning to end. And I knew that when the article came out and what they said isn't what he said, or it wasn't in the context in which he said it. And I showed somebody this. Like I literally pulled up the video, we watched, got to the part of the speech where it was at, listened to that whole part of that, and then seeing what the article and the media and the soundbite and the headlines were saying. Totally misleading. Totally make you think that the man was a racist. This is how media works, and that's what I'm saying. People say they fighting for the cause, they fighting for the people. If you're gonna do the fight, you got to do the fight all the way around. Because what you're doing right now is, yeah, you're on the front line, you fighting and everything, but then you fighting and you got you right now. It's like that Martin thing because you're walking your people into a burning building, trying to get people to believe everything that the media says. Try to get us to feel like everything that comes from the Democratic Party side is golden. Trying to get us to all agree that they the less of the two evils. Nah, we don't all feel like that. I don't subscribe to that. So, you know, it is what it is, man. But I love my people. I'm not gonna never hate or try to destroy or tear down another black man that at the end of the day has the same motive and is for the people. I'm not going to do that. But I'm also not going to let somebody tell me how I'm supposed to think, the way I'm supposed to vote, if I vote, and the way I'm supposed to be in politics and who I'm supposed to like and who I'm supposed to stay away from and who I'm not supposed to present this contract to, and why I waste my time sitting with him, and Kanye is this, that, and the third because he decided to meet with the president when he first became the president. Like, we really got to the point where we wrapped ourselves up into the Democratic Party. And I say we, it's not me. It's definitely not me. I've been woke up and broke out of that. But when I say we, I like to say we because I include myself when I'm talking about black people, right? So we gotta understand that we put ourselves in a position to like pretty much we owe the Democrats our vote. Like they're for us. They're the party that for us. They're gonna get things done for us. They're gonna get this, and we constantly keep feeling that way, but haven't got anything. So now there's something different. There's something new. A regular guy that prior to running for president, whether y'all like it or not, was beloved. You get what I'm saying? By many and lots of people. Black people, celebrities, athletes, white people, the same Democrats and people on the left that was getting donations and stuff from him loved him then. Once he ran for president and actually won the presidency over Hillary, because black people remembered what her husband did and she did, how she called us super predators, what they did with that money in Haiti, not going around to the people of the victims of the earthquakes. Like, people don't forget these things, especially when you served in office before. You have a track record. What you want that track record to be. Because we can't keep giving people a fast like, oh yeah, that was this long ago. Things gonna be different. Things might be different, all right. But you only can judge a person off of what they showed you, especially when you want them to lead the free world. You only can judge them off of what they showed you. And what Biden has showed me is way more racism than what Trump has showed me. And nobody else can convince me otherwise unless you show me some type of laws or bills that Trump passed to totally demonstrate to totally discriminate against black people as a whole. And that's it.